Hey, what's up, Scott Balcom here. Or let me wait till no, yeah. Hey, what's up, Scott Balcom here, Imagination Creation Films, and today it's November the 3rd, 2021, and you tune in every time to get the date. It's something I do. I don't know. I don't know why I do it. It's Wednesday time for a live stream. Why? Well, because I won't be here Friday. I got plans. I got things I got to do and places I have to be, which is better than doing places. It seems a little weird. But so I just decided I would go ahead and do a live stream for you all on Wednesday for those of you who wanted to join. I mean, it's what I could do for you. Hopefully everyone enjoyed my video from yesterday. It was an interesting video. It's received an extraordinary amount of support from the people and creators in the community. We've reconnected, but I'm going to drop down the bit rate. The live stream is going to go poo-poo all day because it's pouring down rain here. It's been thunderstorming like crazy. Hopefully, we're back. Let's see if I'm waiting for myself to tap. Yep, we're tapping our way. So, should be okay. Frank, hello, Frank. I don't know. Depends on the destination you're doing. This is true. This is true. And then Kevin, hello. Welcome. Hope you're feeling better, Kevin. Hopefully, you're coming over what you got. I understand those times. Got colorful background again. Popping the scarf dust filter again. I really enjoy that look for this live stream. I've been playing around with it so much that it kind of just gives it a nice view. You think? I mean, I don't know. It's a variety. I've also got we got our overhead camera, and then I've also loaded up my little Raspberry Pi. Let's see here. Let's do this. I've got my Raspberry Pi playing down here with my loop of my mini Phil Holland. I call it, what is going on? Why is it switching? That's weird. Oh, it's just delayed. I got you. I call it my mini Phil Holland, where I went out and just started filming a bunch of stuff in super slow, well, as slow as I could go on my DJI drone, and just kind of creating my own little flyover happiness zone. 08 Visual Design. Hello. What did y'all think of the video yesterday that I put out? It was and Fight More. Hello. It was in my queue, and I stated that yesterday that I had it in my queue to do, but the video from Aperture yesterday really just kind of said, no, we're doing that one right off the bat. And it's not Aperture's fault. I don't blame Aperture. I understand why businesses have to do it. I don't like it, and I think we're gonna have a turnaround. I don't think we're gonna stick this way. Jeremy, hello. Fight More, hello. I edit, hello. Good to have everyone here. I don't know if you want to see the dual stream thing going on. I don't know, felt like something more I could add, so I added it. 08, loved it, totally agree with it. It's kind of funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who's maybe in the chat, Tommy. I literally boxed myself into a corner yesterday on purpose and didn't realize it. Didn't realize everything. I just kind of mostly thought it through, but I knew that it was the case. But like today, I was like last live stream, I made a note to go back and revisit my clocks project to work on that, and that's in Premiere. so I was like, oh, I need to pull up the clock. I was like, wait, oh, okay, well, and what I told Tommy as well, I'll just use it as a reason to rethink it and redo it, and not paint myself into a corner, but just allow it to be a freedom to approach it new. Dual stream is good. Hello, Dylan. Aperture Sinus Link subscription. What's going on with that? So it's only for iPad. If you already had the iPad subscription or the iPad purchase, you're grandfathered in and you won't have to do the subscription, but I guess you don't get the new stuff either. And it looks like, and this is where I say, I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but I understand what they're doing because they are creating a service for iPads so that if you're in a studio with a whole bunch of lights and a whole bunch of people that need to collab on the lights or switch off, or maybe you're in a studio and you rent it out and you give someone access to the lights, they created a way to do that, whereby you could share the studio to someone else. And so it is technically a service. I want to bump up the stream quality. We'll see how it goes. It's doing okay right now. It stopped raining at the moment. So, I mean, Sinus Link, they've created like 3 levels of their app in subscription, and I guess each one gives you more control and it stores stuff in the cloud. I don't know. It serves, well, literally no purpose for me here. I'm all by myself. I do most everything. I do almost everything on my iPhone anyway with Sinus Link. But it was it was just kind of like the tip of the iceberg. It was time for me to make that video. Ollie, hello, good evening. How are you? Anthony, if you had the app previously, they put you in a lesser tier lifetime sub. Yeah, they said that, and they clarified that on their video. And I said, I also clarified it on my statement that thank you for explaining it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I love Aperture. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that every decision that everybody makes is something I agree with. I mean, I have lots of friends in various businesses in the filmmaking world, and some agree with me, some do not. Some, and we will tackle those if they come up. You never know. Alex says, when Red Giant went subscription is about when I cracked. I feel you there because I had some Red Giant products, and when they went to I just felt, no, this is all wrong. And I understand the temptation. To me, it's too easy to become complacent, and it's too easy to ignore what your customers want and pay more attention to what investors, stock owners, just anybody who has a money side of it, in which case that's good short term. It's always good short term because you make tremendous amounts of revenue. But long term, you lose sight, you lose vision, you lose direction, and that's not good for business. 08 says, was surprised to hear that Aperture made Sinus Link a paid subscription. In my opinion, Sinus Link never worked that well with my products, at least. I find it works fine as long as you wait. That is like when I connect up with Sinus Link on my phone, and like I say, I'm 99% on my phone for Sinus Link. I find that like you connect to something, you just got to wait. You can't do anything because if you start doing stuff after it makes a connection, but it hasn't made connection to everything, it's like it can't keep up. It's quite weird. Hey, Tariq, hello. Got your name right, see? First like from Turkey. Very cool, very cool. Five More says, yep, Red Giant totally alienated me with the dollars. And the question is, they alienated a lot of us but did they alienate the revenue that they were expecting? My guess is they're doing fine, and maybe that's why. It's tough. Yeah, it's a thing. Anthony says, I haven't bought a Red Giant app since. I asked them to correct some R3D bugs in their earlier version of V4. They said, well, we have a list of people who are asking for this, but not large enough for R&D. No, R3D, R&D. Interesting. Yeah. So I'll briefly discuss that from my IT background as well. Ali says, main argument seems to be piracy prevention, which is silly. Well, number one, that can't be, because you can get every version of Creative Cloud pirated. Every version, except for the latest one. It takes them a little while, and then they crack it, and there's nothing. And I will tell you that the piracy is a tough cookie in the world of software. If you price your product too high, then you invite piracy. And I am definitely not advocating for that. But you invite it. And if you then push further to overtake, am I dropping frames again? No, okay. If you push further to try to counteract that piracy, then you create more piracy. It's a tough one. It's a balancing act. Abu. Hey, Abu. How are you? Good to see you. Tariq. Yep. Hello. Abu says, like I said, I abhor subscription-based assets. It ruined the value of contributors, period. I really don't see the big issue with large corps doing subscription, though. And yeah, I'll go through the rest of these questions, and then I'll hit my experience with this type of thing. Abu says, I buy plugins outright, but for software, I can see the submodel as a no issue. Unlimited assets for a subscription is a far bigger problem in regards to the value of creators who contribute assets. It's truly horrific. Tariq says, I agree. That's how black market and bootleg industry emerged, high prices. It's true. It's tough. Everybody's trying to maximize, and you're trying to balance. If you lower your prices, well, you'll feel like you'll make less money. But if you can invite more people in by having a lower price, I think it's okay. It's tough. So I mean, I had 28 years in the IT industry, managing various development projects and architecture projects, but always working closely with development, even if there wasn't development working for me. And what I found was there was a shift about, I would say, about 10 years ago. It may have been a little later than that. And what the shift was with the constant corporate mentality of everyone has to be responsible for their own department's money. They have to be responsible for income coming into it. So it was probably about 10 or 12 years ago. What that means is, and it never really worked in most of my departments because we are literally an overhead department in IT. You can't generate money unless you charge people for computers, which doesn't ever work. We actually did that in my first job at IT. Every computer that you had to log into it, and you had to put a charge number in so you could bill back computer time to the client. It was wild. But what happened was the development staff, and we had a company that had 600 employees, and there were over 100 of those were developers. And all of a sudden, developers or each department had to be responsible for generating their own self-worth and to maintain their own money. Accounting had to go in and renegotiate contracts to save money. By saving money, they could then say, that's the money saved. We then paid for our accounting. Development, which had over a little around 1/5 of the total number of employees that we had, now they had to justify their own existence. So what ended up happening was they would prioritize projects and code and mini projects, any kind of project that would generate revenue so that they could justify their existence, which means bug fixes, small tweaks, all of those things, bye-bye. Things customers absolutely needed and desired went bye-bye unless it generated a new income stream for the company. And that was horrible. And that is what happens, my belief, like in Adobe's world. I think they made each one of them responsible for generating their own. And because of that, now all of a sudden, they took all that money from the revenue and they created tons of new ways to generate new revenue. They had their creative cloud, but then they had, oh, well, you can store your projects in the cloud. Oh, you can share your assets amongst your people in your group. Oh, you can buy stock from Adobe. Oh, you can buy fonts. You can buy templates. We've created an entire online store. All of that money, this is my opinion, and it is an opinion, all of that money that we all paid in for subscriptions that were supposed to make the product better, supposed to make it faster. And that was literally what they said. We'll slow down to major improvements to make it more faster and more stable. And it never happened. They went straight ahead and went right into the cloud. This is not a dump on Adobe video or live stream. It kind of sounds like that, and it's not. Adobe makes okay products. It's just not for me. Where I was going with Adobe, to me, is just the perfect model for why this needs to go away. I just don't like the lack of accountability. They are beholden to nobody now. What you ask for, if you've ever gone to support for Adobe, I mean, they're there, they do have support, but they don't know anything. They can't help you unless it's in the database. They just basically tell you to reinstall. And when you tell them, I need to be able to do this, they don't care. They'll log it. They'll say, oh yeah, okay, we'll get to it. Never happens. I remember speaking to Adobe engineers at NAB years ago, and I mean, basically cornering them, saying, hey, these are the things that I need fixed. I need addressed. I need this, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll do that. And when I finally cornered them, they're like, look, our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do. You need to talk to the bosses. They'll help you. Yeah. Ali says, something like Adobe CC, I can live with $30 for all their apps is good ROI, but other companies are taking the cake. Yeah, it's also about, and if you see me shaking, it's because I'm cold. It's cold here. I don't have a heater in this studio. I use other heaters that are in there, and it's getting colder outside, and I'm getting cold, and when I start talking, I start getting shaky, so that's why. The service industry for the subscription-based everything, they all look at it as, well, I mean, sure, people will spend $2 for this a month. It's nothing. Oh, sure. Oh, okay. Well, what about $4? Well, $4.95 is a really good round number. The actual number is $9.95. If it's less than $10, a lot of people will say, yeah, I'll try it. But guess what? Eventually, you start looking at all those $10 and you're like, no, No, not interested. Fight More says, interesting. I honestly have been super impressed with Adobe's support. Maybe only my particular issues, but it's been my most valuable subscription across Premiere, After Effects, etc. I mean, I have ultimately had my technical support issues solved. Usually, though, it's a fight with them to stop making me uninstall. It's the first thing they want to do, and for me out here, not so much today, but over the last 5 years plus, my internet's not fast out here. And so when they say you need to re-download and reinstall the latest versions of every Adobe product, do you know how long that takes? That is insane what that does to me. And it was always irritating when they would suggest that. But I mean, they help. They do have support at least. Hello, Chris. What DaVinci is doing with the free version to entice people, then offering a one-time purchase. That is my favorite model thus far. You're not wrong. It is interesting. So Adobe, Blackmagic has loss leaders, and then they have leaders. The loss leaders get people in, and the leaders help them stay in business. And it's hard to fault Resolve. I'm not advocating this, but I mean, I think Resolve is worth $400. It's fine. And I wouldn't be opposed if Resolve ended up going to, here's our version, and you pay for it, and then we'll do an upgrade. And that's what I was trying to allude to yesterday. Sorry, I didn't complete my sentence. An upgrade for a price. That's the way software used to be. You would buy Adobe CS5. You buy Premiere Pro CS5, and it would cost you $795 or whatever it cost. I think it was about $795, wasn't it? I know it was like $1,500 for the whole Creative Suite. So you buy Premiere Pro, and it costs you $700, and then they do a couple of bug fixes, a couple of tweaks, a couple little things. Those are all included. You get those incrementals. Then if you want the major release, you pay for an upgrade. And if you have version 5 to go to 6, you pay half price. If you had 4 and you're going to 6, you pay 2/3 of a price. If you had 3 and you're going up, you pay 3/4 of a price. I don't have a problem with that model. And the main reason I don't have a problem with that model is I can stay on my version. And this is also a clue for those who are on the fence on this. The reason this makes more sense to them going to the subscription as well is because if people aren't upgrading, that means you are not releasing enough of a product improvement to justify it. Oh, well, I'm fine with what I've got. I don't need to go further. That should be an indicator that you're not advancing enough. And sure, customers can be, well, I want more is not enough. But maybe you're just not advancing enough. And I have no problem with doing it that way. Apple, call them loss leaders or whatever, but you buy Final Cut once, you get it forever. You didn't do that originally with Final Cut Studio. No, you had to pay for that. And that was not cheap, and I paid for it many times. And I was fine with it. And every time a new version came out, I would look at it, and I would evaluate, is there anything in there that I need? Okay. Does the cost justify that need? No, then I didn't upgrade. And so, I mean, I went about every other upgrade. But I didn't want this to be about that video. So we can talk about anything and everything. Don't feel obligated here, folks. Just chiming in with your conversation, your questions, all your good stuffs. In my opinion, give the people at least an option to buy. Yes, 08, I completely agree. Premiere Pro for 4K is okay if it's a one-time purchase. Avid does that, and Avid does do that. Avid does it for all of their products, Pro Tools, everything. You can buy a product, and then you can buy a support contract for it, which is fine. I'll pay for support if that's what I need. And then if you want to upgrade, if you have an existing support contract, you can do the upgrade. That is an option for people. But I tell you, the one thing that really irritated me most about Premiere, every time I would be somewhere without internet access, that's when Premiere would say, oh, you can't log in. You have to have internet access. And I literally have no ability to do that. No cell phone, nothing. That's weird how the snake lines up in the video. Yeah, that's so irritating. Nick, hello, Nick. Red released that sweet new monitor with the V-Raptor. Do you foresee them releasing one for Komodo as well? Komodo cannot support a monitor. The reason it cannot is it looks like the Pogo on top is the same, but it is not. It is different. Komodo does not have enough power to pass through into a monitor. So there will never be a red bolt-on monitor for Komodo. And I can say never. You can say that, but there literally isn't any power excess. So with those, when they went with the BP batteries, there's not enough amperage in there to power Komodo and accessories. That's why you won't see one. But yes, I agree. It is a sweet new monitor. Yep. And I feel like I skipped over your question. Sorry about that, Nick. Resolve free version is very good. It is. It's very good. And it's free, so it draws people in. It really does. And it brings them in. Like 70% of paid version is in the unpaid free one. I think it's a lot more than that. I think it's like 90%. It's a lot. It's the big things that pros need that makes you buy it. But yeah. Resolve is more versatile as well compared to Komodo. It's getting there. It wasn't at first, but it's getting there. The only thing that I think that there's not a reasonable alternative to for Adobe is Lightroom. And someone needs to just come up with a Lightroom. And maybe there's some, I don't know, maybe there's some patents. I don't know. Chris says, hey, Scott, hope you are doing well. If we're talking about smart moves regarding spreading software and providing value. Yep. The fact that BMPCs include Resolve license and even a Pro license is a smart move on their part. Very sneaky. It is. It doesn't cost them $1 to do that. And there is a term in business. It usually is around a service. It's called stickiness. It is, you may or may not have ever heard of it. Stickiness is a term that means providing you something that locks you in to sticking around. For instance, we'll give you a bunch of features that you really, really want. But when you get those and you use those, they can only be used in our service, or they can only be used this way. And that's called stickiness. And it basically, it railroads you into a corner where you're like, I can't not pay for my Adobe subscription because everything revolves around it. That is stickiness. AWS, Amazon Web Services, they're very, very good at stickiness. Squarespace, another one. I don't have a sponsor with them, and they probably won't ever sponsor me now. Squarespace is 100% sticky. You go in there, you're not coming back out. You have to completely abandon all development work that you've done because they don't want you to get out. They want you to continue to stay in there. That's stickiness. So what they're doing, Chris, by giving that free, I mean, it doesn't cost them anything to give someone a pro version. Now they're getting them locked into the environment. They're getting that stickiness. They're getting that enjoyment. And, Blackmagic here, Black magic here. I'm going to be in a black magic world. It's good business for them. It's not for consumers, but it's good for them. In the case of black magic, it doesn't hurt the consumer. It's not hurting us one bit. Zero Eight says that's how editing works at the main studios. They all edit on 2010 Mac Pros with 2009 versions of Avid. You're not wrong. And they can't afford to just upgrade. It costs. Abu says, that light you built on the robot thing was amazing, by the way. Guess that was a few months ago. I'm referencing this correctly. Yeah, that was, well, which one? Because I did a couple with that, and that was all using the Kessler stuff, where it came up and it was pointing around. That was, that's all Kessler stuff. I love me some Kessler stuff. Ari Morales. How's it going? How's it going, buddy? You canceled your Creatives Cloud yesterday, I noticed. That's funny. Great minds think alike, they say. Fightmore says, random question. Do you have any experience with Flex Light or the Westcott Falcon Eyes? Yes. I've been looking for something durable and small enough for a carry-on flight case. I owned 2 Westcott Flex 1x1s for about 5 years. And I literally just sold them this last year. And they were just 1x1s. They work fine. The Falcon Eyes are quite nice. There's the, what's the good one? Someone drop it in the comments. Something matte, Dynamat, light mats. Light mats are really, really good, and they're very bright. And they're quite good at packing up small. Yeah, those are good alternatives. I did enjoy them. My only reason is their output. I mean, I had 5-year-old ones. Their output was replaced by a number of these other lights. Now they have like 4-foot panels. If I'd have had those, I probably would still keep those because they have a tremendous amount of light output. 08 says, I'm sorry to tell you, Komodo guys, for wanting a red monitor. You are using a beefy crash cam after all. You're not wrong. That is something Jared Land continuously says, and I repeat it, this is a crash cam. It happens to be a very cool A-cam. It's not a perfect A-cam, but it was designed as a crash cam. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that thunder? I don't know if that'll come across. That's some good thunder. Brandon says, oh, hi, Scott. What's your favorite lunch to have on a shoot day? That's a great question, Brandon. You know, where I'm usually happiest on shoot days, okay. Let me ask for clarification. Is it something I'm bringing, or is it something that Crafty is bringing? Those are that's my question back to you, and then I'll answer it for you. It says, with Final Cut Pro X, features sometimes are linked to an OS upgrade, which are linked to a specific machines, the circle of upgrading. I mean, it's a loss leader for Apple. That's why they do it. You buy it once, and you get to keep using it. And, you know, I'm okay with that. Because quite honestly, they're not charging you for OS upgrades anymore. So again, I can't fault Apple for doing that because they're not painting me into a corner. I can continue to use what I have, or I can upgrade for free. It's kind of nice. Clayton Burns says, hey, Scott. Hello, Clayton, my associate producer. Thank you so much for your support again. I love to call out Clayton. He's a good dude. Don, what's up, dude? How are you? How's Alaska? I bet it's cold there. What is the topic right now? Right now we're discussing, mostly we're discussing subscription-based products and how they're truly evil and the downfall of society. I just added that last part, but that's the main topic. Chris says, no thunder, low-pass filters. It's faint, but it's definitely, I can feel it in the building here. Brandon says both. All right. So my favorite crafty meal is usually going to be something that I never think about making, and it's not necessarily like Indian food, but it's like Indian food or Mediterranean food. It's that big variety that you get, where you get a little salad, you get some like spicy rice or some kind of rice, and you get like chicken with some kind of cream sauce that you never thought of making before. And that sauce like works with everything. If you accidentally spilled the sauce on your salad, it's delicious. So those are my favorite kind of meals, where you get some type of like chicken or beef. It's usually chicken, and a spicy rice. That just a warming, filling dish is my favorite. My favorite to take would be barbecue. I think barbecue is always delicious. And are we back? Are we back? Okay, we're back. Whew. All right, just bear with me. Every time, if we're hearing thunder, and there's going to be glitches in my live stream, and I can't control it because, well, there's lightning all over the area. So I apologize. Just bear with me. If it's not gone, if I'm gone for like 3 minutes, then I will probably just end it. So just give me 3 minutes if it glitches. So the patents, yeah, I think they're going to go to Final Cut on iPads too. I think you're going to be able to go back and forth. Kevin says, filet mignon with a béarnaise sauce for me. Well, yeah, Kevin, but I mean, literally, how often do you get that? Not very often, but yeah, that's a good meal right there. Don says, it is starting to get cold. Just tell them, I just laughed fast. That was funny. Just tell them you will stop the subscription and they might give you a deal for the following year. I mean, they did. They offered me several months of free, and I declined it. It's not, to me, it's more like a security blanket at that point, because I have not opened Premiere in 6 months. I literally have not. I thought it would take me several projects to convert over to Resolve, but literally the first project that I attempted in Resolve, which was an easy one, I'll give you that. The second one wasn't, but it was seamless. I struggled a little bit. I Googled, I looked at a lot of YouTube videos, but I got through it. And now, man, I just cruise right on through Resolve. Every time I'm learning something new. If you notice the last time, I kind of got the zoom ins and zoom outs going, maybe a little too much, but I was just being a talking head on yesterday's video, and I didn't want it to be boring. So I just kind of zoom in and make my point and then zoom back out. Let's see here. Brandon completely agrees. Tariq says, I find your input very helpful. It is more realistic and user-friendly. I love Peter McKinnon and Gerald London as well. I like Gerald. I mean, I think Peter's a very talented guy. I think Peter is lost in his stardom right now. And I don't know that that's true. It's just what radiates out to me. I feel like he got so big, so fast, so much money coming in that he took on a lot. It hurt him, not financially, it just hurt him creatively. And now he's trying to figure out what to do. And I suspect he's probably doing more in the back end than we know, but he's not producing a lot of content anymore. Which is fine. If that's what he wants to do, then, I wish him well. I have not found a lot of value from him lately. And I mean, maybe the same is true for me. I don't know. I feel like he's one of those guys that will do a sponsored video, and in the sponsored video, put in a commercial, which I'm like, I am not going to watch a sponsored video with a commercial in it. Potato Jet has done that a lot lately, and that's kind of a turnoff. I've definitely unsubscribed from a few people for that. I know Gerald Undone, great guy, really, really nice. He's lost his way. He's got himself pigeonholed into being a tech reviewer, and that's not what he wants to be when he grows up, figuratively speaking. And so he's been very honest and forthcoming about that, telling people, don't be surprised if things change up, because he's not happy. And that's the thing. I do what I want to do on this channel. I love talking with all of you folks. I take criticism, and if it's something that I am interested in changing, I will change. But only if it matches me. Everything that I do on here is me. I don't ever put on a face. I don't ever put on a front. If I'm not feeling well, I don't come out. And it happens. Every video is a video that I want to do. It's not a video that I have to do. It's always me. My feelings are always me. There's no fakeness to me. I've never catered to my audience. I truly hope that my audience is formed literally because we all kind of feel similar and we like each other as a community. That's kind of what I feel. So I feel for these other guys who have pigeonholed themselves, because it's tough, because you don't want to be that way. Don says 6 months. I was like, Don says, you're making me want to switch to Resolve. Honestly, Don, try it. Try it. Go. We 2 live streams ago, I think it was, Ollie, our official observer and timekeeper, can probably chime in. I think it was 2 live streams ago. We went in great length as to YouTube channels that will help you. But one that I think is truly helpful for Resolve users is Casey Ferris, for learning how to edit and do everything, crash coursing in Resolve. And then there was a whole bunch that were all listed in that other live stream. So go back and watch that one, Don. You'll get a lot from that. But Casey Ferris, just try it. It's worth trying. And you know what? You know how to do Premiere. So if Resolve fails, you can just go back to doing Premiere. Zero says, Peter is lost at being a Canon ambassador after all. Well, I mean, I don't know how I would react if someone came to me and said, hey, we're going to offer you this ambassadorship. And we're going to pay you, we're going to give you stuff. If it interested me, I would probably do it too. I would probably be one of the most upfront and honest people about it, how I'm doing it. But how would it affect me? If I'm doing it because it truly interests me, then how I do things would probably change, because that's how I would want to do it. I don't know, it's weird. So it's a tough one for sure. King says, Resolve is quite simple to work in. It is now. It wasn't on 14 and 15. The best thing for Premiere is dynamic link with After Effects. Yeah, but I really think, and some of you who are more, I don't use After Effects that often, but my gut is telling me that Fusion is about where After Effects was maybe 5-6 years ago right now. It's pretty good, and it could do a lot of stuff. Tariq says, it is what he radiates, but I think he is aware and tries to change that. It's true. Joel, hello, Joel. I never could stand those types. Gerald, I love. Gerald is not what he is, and that's what I like about Gerald. Gerald's just a good guy out there trying to help people in the community, and he just got pushed into doing a lot of reviews. And I mean, honestly, so have I. that I get so involved in some of the reviews that I have to do that I don't put out the content that I want to do as well. And that it just queues up on the list. Like I can tell you right now, there's a lot of reviews that'll be coming out on this channel. A lot. And I mean, hopefully they're valuable to you. I hope they are. But all of that takes up so much time that I don't get to do some of the other stuff that I want to do. So just be aware. Fight says, speaking about lunch food, don't get me hungry now. I've recently had to reassess my inclusive price list for clients. It seems decent hotels cost more. Do you have all-inclusive style rates as well? I do, but I go and price it all out ahead of time, and I give them the right. I don't just fire off a number. Because you'll get trapped, and none of this right now with where the world is going for the next 12 to 18 months, none of this is going to go down. So everybody should let me get back to you, pause, go investigate, and get a new price to them. King says, Scott, your vid on Amaran P60C was fire. I ordered a set after that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope my comedy comes off to everybody. Some people don't get it. That's me. That kind of Cowboy Scott. All of the characters. If you if you want to know the true me and all of the me's, go find the video of me cloning myself, where there are 5 of me. You can't see the actual 5th person, which is funny. The 5th person was in the window, but I was blocking it with myself. And I put myself in there 5 times. Each character was a character of me. All of them are me. Those characters will come out in the puppets, though. But thank you. I appreciate that, King. David. Hello, David. I have taken a bigger interest in color grading in DaVinci Resolve and just purchased the micro panel, including the DR Studio software included for free with the purchase through B&H. Yeah. There is not much better coloring than Resolve. It is really, really good. And that has always been my thing. If the project is something that I truly needed good, accurate color on, I would dump it out of Premiere and go to Resolve, and then bring it back in. Now I just stay. Resolve's color is so good and so powerful, and it looks right. That's the big thing. Also, did everybody notice that the everything changed pricing? So there's a micro and a mini panel. The mini panel went down $1,000 in pricing. The micro panel went down $200. The speed editor, which used to come with free Resolve or vice versa, now you buy the speed editor and it comes with Resolve instead of the other way, and it went up $100. It's now $400 for the speed editor, and you get a full license of Resolve. But they had to shake up their pricing as little too. Tariq says, I want to stir the pot a little bit. Ooh. Why are we all talking about gears and tools, but not ideas and collaborations instead for a change? I'm happy to talk about whatever anybody wants. Fire it off, Tariq. Let's talk. iEdit says, you offer great shop talk with the guy next door spin on it. Don't change a thing. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Don says, I'm already subbed to Casey. There you go. Zero says, I think that's a real problem with being a big YouTuber in general. Yeah, Zero, it is, depending on how they form. I never watch camera reviews from those big boys because most of them are reviewing these things from a YouTuber's perspective and not creators. It's true. I find myself struggling with that a little bit. I want to be helpful for all levels in the industry, which is a negative for people on the upper tier. They're like, you're talking about a cheap light today. Yeah, I am. Tomorrow I'll talk about an expensive light. I like to be all over the place to try to, create this community better. But it's tough. It's a tough world to be in. Ooh, I like that. That was one of my favorite videos, that going across that lake. By the way, that's my favorite place so far in the world to go to and travel. It's my little secret lake in Colorado. 10,000 feet of elevation, and that's where I'm always vegging there. Ollie says, what Peter reviewed in the EOS R and said he preferred the challenge to shoot 60p over 120p is when he lost me. Yeah, that was a tough one. I'll do you one better, Ollie. When he reviewed the Canon 6D, it was the 6D Mark II, I think it was. Yeah, it was the 6D Mark II, and he was shooting 4K on the Mark II of 5D Mark, whatever, 1DX Mark II. And then they gave him the 6D Mark II, and they're like, hey, vlog with this. He and Casey Neistat both came out with the same vlog, which was, you know what, 1080p is fine. I don't need 4K because the 6D Mark II only did 1080p. And I thought, okay, that's not right. Don't do it that way. That's when I kind of took a step back from that. Zero says, Fusion is quite confusing. Yeah, I mean, node work is a little confusing. I'll give you that. Let us form an international film community and create collaboratively since times are changing. It would be interesting to try that, Tariq, but it would also be very difficult because, I mean, how do you keep it in check? That's a tough one. I mean, I would have fun doing that. I've often, I mean, it's definitely been talked about on here for a lot with doing like a little film contest or all kinds of things like that and play with it on here. I think that'd be fun. I don't know. It'd be fun. Tom says, Scott, I love you, man. Love you too, Tom. 08 says, Black Magic makes me poor, I guess. Although they lowered their pricing on the mini panel, I was always on the fence to pull the trigger. Yeah, I like the mini panel, but the mini panel's pretty macro. It's not small. I like the micro, but the micro is heavy too. I mean, like I said, I really wish I had a Micro Plus with one extra wheel and rollerball, and then my new node button. King says, Fusion is easy to grasp if you've worked on other node-based programs. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, it'd be a little getting used to the workflow. And that's, wow, my nose is running. That is definitely something for me as well. Like I say, I don't use After Effects a whole lot. So it's not something that I use that often in Fusion either. Joel says, I'm thinking on your slow internet. In Sweden, we have a goal that is 98% should have access to 1 gigabit internet in their homes by 2025. I would love that. Now, I should be getting Starlink sometime the end of this year. That's what it says. The end of this year is, well, it's 2 more months. Starlink would totally change everything here, and I look forward to it greatly. Joel says, I live on the countryside, and we created Sweden's largest association and got 60% of the cost funded by EU. There's something similar to get funds. All right, so I'll explain why I have such a difficult problem, and it is also a problem that is shared with a lot of the middle of the United States. We're a huge country. We're not as big as Africa. Africa's gigantic. So it's going to be even more of a case there. Here, there's, in my area, there are maybe 100 people. There may be 100 people in my area, and by that I mean a couple of miles and around me. To bring gigabit fiber to me would cost a considerable amount of money to bring it out to me. Money that would never be recouped. Never. And this is why, like, the U.S. actually did some type of initiative trying to get high speed 25 megabits or better to every single person in the United States. The reason it's 25 and not gigabit is that exact cost. They looked at how much it would cost to get gigabit to everybody, and yeah, it's astronomical price. Starlink, well, that can get us the gigabit. And Sweden, you're my boys, you're my girls, you're my peoples. That's yeah, I'm a quarter Swedish. I come from Lundgren, is my other name. My other name. It's not my stage name. It's just my mom's side of the family, Lundgren. Okay. I kind of like the gear talk. We can talk about whatever. Ollie says, "Who remembers the Santa Scott graphic on the old lives? Bring it back." Oh, that's right. Oh my God, Ollie, I will have to go remake that. I don't know where it is. I was on. I'm trying to remember what PC I was on at the time. If I was on Windows or Mac, and I don't believe I kept any of that. I still have the dancing. If you want to see the dancing, oh God, really? Did I just type that in? I typed in the rest of it. The dancing came from my Christmas special, which is right there. Let me find it. There it is. So it's right here. Oopsies, turn that off. It all came from this silly Christmas special that we did so long ago, and that's probably the most I've ever used After Effects in my life. But that was. I will go find that. That's funny. I need to bring back dancing Santa. I think that's hilarious. Don says, one thing I noticed is that no one really talks about how to get your projects pitched to get running. Pitching projects is tough. And I honestly wish I had solid advice because I'm in the same struggle. Am I dropping frames? Wow, let me drop the speed down. What am I at? I can't really drop much lower. All right, I dropped the. It's glitching more for sure. Okay. Well, as soon as I think we stabilize. Yeah, I wish I had good information, Don. Do you have suggestions? It's tough. Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. Tariq, Colorado, USA. That river is in, Colorado is a state. The Colorado River actually flows into Texas, where I'm at. It's kind of weird. David says, DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor today is at $295 with free DR. Basically, you're getting it for free if you want the DR Studio. Is it $295? Because they announced it was going up to $400. So I would, if you're on the fence about it, I would definitely jump on it today, because when it goes up to $400, I mean, it's just $100. You're gonna have to pay more. Don is, Don's in the same boat in Alaska. Alaska is even bigger and widespread. So yeah, internet is gonna be tough. Ollie starts laughing. Yep. I feel you there. Are we still buffering? Okay, we're doing okay. And we may, if it continues to glitch out, we may end the stream early. 08 says, Scott, I need your and your community's advice. All right. Should I get the Ronin 2 or the Movi Pro with Ignite Digi upgrades? All right, I got some opinions. Using Alexa SXT and C200, soon to be replaced by C300 Mark III. What would be your choice right now? Ronin 2. Ronin 2 every day. Mostly because the Ronin 2 can handle far more weight, far more speed, has higher powered motors. Even with the Movi Pro firmware update, the Ronin 2 is much more capable of a stabilizer. All that being said, it weighs twice as much as the Movi Pro, so keep that in mind. But the Ronin 2 has quickly become the standard out there because of its power. It is really powerful. And it's got a lot of flexibility too. There's a lot of things you can do. Am I dropping again? Jeez. But I look forward to everyone else's comment. Put your opinion and or vote in down there below for what you think. Alexa SXT is not lightweight. The Movi Pro can do it, but it'll be close to max. Tariq says, Don Tachan, that was what I meant. Yeah, okay. Ollie says, Ronin, more bang for your buck, right? Higher payload, Movi is lighter. Yep, Ollie, you said exactly what I said. Hello, Bill. There are several indie film groups and channels that discuss funding. Interesting. Pop them down below there, Bill. I'll approve them. Or Ollie can approve them in there. Conscious Creative, he's okay. Ollie, he's one of us. No, he's a good dude. iEdit says, I own the Ronin 2 and it's a powerful, it is seriously powerful. It is heavy, but it is seriously powerful. It is a great unit that you can hang on a car speeding 65 miles an hour, chasing another car, and it can keep up. So it is a beast. Tariq says, I would love to see your Komodo or Red Epic short film of your Alaskan entourage. Oh, that's Don Tachan. Yeah, Don does a lot of work up there. He's constant. He's Mr. Reality TV. He's all over the place, and he has his personal passion projects. Yeah, Don's a good dude up there, way up there. And someday I'm coming up there, and we're gonna hang. We'll at least have a beer or four. Don says, I have the Ronin 2, works good for me, and I worked with Movi. I use my Ronin 2 on vehicle, and rig works like a charm. Yeah, I had one of the first Movi Pros. I ordered it like the first hour, I think it was, when it was released, or when it was announced, and I got mine, one of the first ones. But I ended up selling it specifically because the Ronin 2 was better. And I also didn't like doing gimbal work. Versali says, hi, Scott. Nice backdrop. Or a question for Talking Heads interviews. Do you prefer one camera on a slider or two cameras on a tripod? One-man band, strict time restriction scenario. On a strict time restriction, I'm going to go for two cams, A and a B, on tripods. A, you never have to worry about cuts, so you'll always have a B camera to cut to. Because sometimes when you have a slider moving, and they're great, they really do add a lot of motion for a one-man band. But if you have someone who's not really good at interviews, and you have to cut back and forth to your B cam could be here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and it's here. It could be all over the place, and it can get a little disorienting. So one-man bands, strict time constraints, two tripods. That's always what I'm going to go for. And my backdrop is it's a set. It's just a It's just a set. But again, and I'm in shorts. Look at me, and I'm cold. I'm just complaining about the cold, but I'm in shorts. Again, anybody who is interested, the filter that you see right here is the Revar Cine Scarf Dust. And it is a really nice, kind of softens and blooms out the lights a little bit, but it maintains very, well, I don't know if I'm crisp or not, but maintains a very nice crisp. And if you're looking for one, go to revarcine.com, use coupon code Scott Balcom, and you get 20% off Scarf Dust. And it is, well, it's on there, but yeah, Revar Cine, wrong one. Revar Cine right there. Ooh, that's got some moire. Excellent filter. Let me go back to this. There we go. Okay, back to that. Tariq for sure. Don says, and someday I will come down from Texas to Texas. Well, if you come down here, you better let me know. Just remember, Texas is almost as big as Alaska, so, I mean, there are different parts of Texas. Ollie says, I don't think Ronin or Movi will see upgrades anytime soon. Yeah, there is, there's a running joke on the Ronin 2. If you want a Ronin 3 to come out, stop buying the Ronin 2. Everybody just keeps buying the Ronin 2. There's no reason for them to upgrade it. But they can. There's nothing stopping them. Just started following Don to John. Oh yeah, Don's a good dude. He's also got. You haven't done any podcast lately though, Don. You need to get back on that. Nice explore, thanks. Yep. Rasali says awesome advice. Noted. Thank you. Yep. 08 says appreciate all your recommendations, guys. Yes, it's community. It's what it's about. It's not just me. It's everyone here, and my horrible internet. Where I live, all the prices for those gimbals at rental are hilarious on Alexa and Reds too. That's why I bought it in the first place. Yep. Watch that video, fellow filmmakers. Watch the link. Links don't go through typically. If you're interested in exploring new wave technologies, Don says, I found out from reality TV to get stuff pitched is knowing people associated with your production companies as in bed with networks. I mean, it's always true who you know. The more people you know, the more people in a position of influence that can pass it along will always help. But again, I truly suck at pitching. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. David says, when are you using your Red Dragon and what are you using to record wireless to camera or other recording devices? So, I mean, it depends. When do I use Red Dragon? I use Red Dragon whenever I need a full-blown cinema camera or I'm doing nature. A lot of the nature stuff that I'm doing, I need the slow motion abilities in 6K of this because I can shoot 82 frames a second on it at 6K, and that is typically when I'm using that. Or, like I said, if I need full-blown rigged-out cinema camera with all the bells and whistles and all that. Also, I use the Red when I want the dynamic range because the Komodo has really nice dynamic range, but Dragon has more. Also, time-lapse. Dragon does time-lapse that Komodo doesn't do yet. But it's November. It's November. Pets, you out there? Where's my time-lapse? Let's see here. I got the hiccups, sorry. Don says, I need to get back on the podcast for sure. You do. You asked me to be on it, and then you never followed through. It's like, all right, I guess you didn't want me on it. I don't really have anything. I mean, I'm whatever. So at this point, I'm going to beat Ollie to the punch and recommend that everybody go out there and smash that like button. That there's 17 of you, I think, on here right now. You can all go out there and give it a thumbs up. That is how we get this ball rolling. Yeah, lots of love from everybody. It says, I quit my gym membership when I bought the Ronin 2. I never used my Ready rig. Thank God for the feet. Yeah, the feet were pretty cool. And Movi or Freefly definitely learned on that too. I liked the Ready rig a lot, but my back just cannot handle it very, very long. It's so tough on my back. I have a bad back. I broke my back when I was 25. I shattered vertebrae. I've got fused vertebrae. I don't have a whole lot of back muscle, so it's tough for me for sure. Joel says, just did. Thank you. Don says, smashed. Thank you. Ollie says, dude, invest in your back. Wish I had bought support earlier in my career. Yeah. The thing I want to get now is an easy rig. I do find myself, mostly because of my height, that when I'm trying to do like handheld stuff, or even interviews where they want like handheld look, I can't shoulder mount because my shoulder, I'd be looking down on people because I'm 6.5 feet tall. I'm a giant. And an easy rig to me is definitely something I need to invest in. I will hold my breath until I see 17 thumbs up. Please help Joel breathe. Everyone go out there, smash that like button. If you're number 16, make it, because we want Joel to breathe. And just understand that there's a 30-second delay here. He's already 30 seconds in to not breathing. Go smash that. We need one more like. Someone go out there and help Joel breathe. Someone. Let's come together. In the arms of the angel. Oh, I was just trying to do some Sarah McLachlan kind of. We'll do some slow motion turns and help Joel breathe. Help Joel breathe. We need one more. That's what. Go ahead and breathe. I give you permission to breathe, Joel. Zero says, bought my easy rig at age 17 because I had back problems caused by heavy cameras. Yeah, that's smart. Don's like, 17. Joel's laughing. Hey, you can't laugh unless you're breathing. That's not possible. If you're holding your breath, you cannot expel air. Tariq says, 2 discs on my back were protruded, and after operation, I have a failed back surgery syndrome. So I tried to use the lightest gear. Yeah, I feel you. I had 2 rods and 8 screws in my back, and then they took them back out a year later. My back looks like a railroad track back there. There's so many surgery scars. So I'm very, plus I screwed up in 2016 and lifted a 5-gallon jug of water, or 2 of them, and carried it back, and I twisted or something, and I destroyed my back. I don't think it's a slip disc. I think it's a pinched nerve back there, plus my lack of muscle mass. So I'm falling apart, man. I'm old. Every day I get up, I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, my back is hurting. Oh, by the way, it is Christmas season, so don't be surprised if you see the Christmas tree pop up. There, right there, and of course, Santa will be appearing periodically. It says, Ollie, you're absolutely right. The Ready rig is just uncomfortable to me. I have a belly. I started yoga once a week. You got to start small. I also have a belly. It's, somebody said, I would really like to start seeing more of you on YouTube. And I said, fine, I'll gain weight. I stole that joke. I think it was a Robin Williams joke. So I've gained a little of my weight back. So yeah, I'm definitely not as fit as I once was. Phil Holland is refusing to hit like, it seems. Phil. Hit the like button. Help Joel breathe. Do it. You need to find tall actors. You're not wrong, Kevin. It would certainly help. Tariq says, so besides my Canon RF and my Fuji DSLR, I'll buy a Zcam or a Blackmagic pocket cinema camera 4K as a Komodo might be heavier. Komodo doesn't weigh anything. It only weighs 2 pounds. It weighs about the same as a Blackmagic. Now, when you rig it out, I mean, it weighs a little more, but it definitely, well, I'll tell you what it weighs. I'll tell you exactly what it weighs. Didn't I do this last time? No, I did this with the Raptor. That's what it was. I hope I can plug this in. There we go. We're going to do this live right here. What? That's funny. Put a sticker on that. We'll switch over to off. Go downward camera. We'll turn this on. Do, 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 do. So this is Komodo with a monitor and a V-mount plate and a cage on here. And it weighs 5.8 pounds with all of the above. And that monitor probably has a few, 4.7. So, I mean, the monitor weighs a pound by itself. You can make these things really, you can make them lightweight. I wouldn't shy away from Komodo, but I understand. I understand. I don't think there's anything wrong with a Blackmagic. I'm not a fan. But one thing for certain, if you buy a Blackmagic, go ahead and invest in some IR filters, because you're going to feel the heck out of the IR pollution. Well, are we dropping frames? Okay. Ali says, I heard Khalid mention on a podcast that once that stretching each day improved operating and stamina hugely. I can imagine that should be the case regardless. Tariq says, so what would be your advice? Well, the Z-Cam is going to weigh the same as a Komodo. I wouldn't get the Pocket 4K. I'd get the 6K if I was going to get a Pocket. But yeah, that's my opinion. Is don't shy away from the Komodo. It's a great camera. I would get the 6K Pocket if I was going to get a Pocket, but I would buy IR blockers, IR filters, because you're going to have serious IR pollution in there. You'll get a brown image. It's kind of gross. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Z-Cam, but I know people that use them, and it makes an okay image. I'm just not a huge fan. Don says, if you had a choice of one type of lens, would you choose a prime or zoom? Same f-stop. I would choose a zoom. Yeah, I would choose a zoom every day. I like zooms. You'll find a zoom almost always on every camera of mine. That's a zoom right there. That's a zoom right there. The Takinas are zooms. All of them are zooms. Zooms everywhere. Tariq says, thank you. You're welcome. Zero says, the problem with the Blackmagic 4K is that it's, in fact, not usable without an external battery solution. This is true. You will have to buy an external battery, mount it to the bottom, which means it now weighs more. Because the LP6Es, LP6 Canon batteries, I think they last like 40 minutes max. Looks like I'll take a loan to purchase Komodo. Tariq, I would personally urge you not to take a loan. Just save your money. Just wait. It's not that important for you to put yourself in a financial bind to buy a Komodo now. That's my opinion. Don't be a credit card DP, because we've all done it. 99% of us have done it. I've done it. But you hurt yourself. So save cash and buy outright. Tariq says, I love Zumabi? Don't know that one. Zero says, the real question is, who would not choose a Zoom? Probably, there's probably that one person out there that's like, I like the challenge of just having a 24 millimeter. If I need to zoom, I'll just crop in. There are people that do that. Oh, zoomability. There we go. Tariq. Ollie says, Scott, do the Breakthrough 4x5s filter IR? Yes. Yeah, they are. They are absolutely IR blockers, and they're quite good at it, too. Yeah, they are. The Breakthrough... Go grab them. I always do this, but, I don't mind. It gives me something to do. It allows me to stretch my legs and make my dog look at me like, are you going somewhere, Dad? What are you doing, Dad? Yeah, okay. That's where I stop. Hi, buddy. You're a good boy. I wish I could put a floor cam. Oh, that's what I should do. I should just point the camera at the dog. Yeah, there's one of the breakthroughs, and they're really cool. I love the gold that they have on here, and it's kind of a weird finish that they do, but these are solid filters, 4x5s. That is very clever advice. Oh, yeah, okay. Sally says, I did one wedding switching between a 24 and a 35 and an 85, and never again. You just have that 24 to 72/8, and you just shoot when you see something. No stress, no planning, this and that. Yeah, I mean, if I were going to do multiple cameras, which wedding photographers typically do, I would have one with a 70 to 200 and one with a 24 to 70. I would rock that all day long. I personally cannot stand to do weddings because it's just so much stress. David says, with the incoming DSMC 3 line, do you think Red will drop pricing on DSMC 2 line to get rid of existing stock? I think they already did. I think there's no more DSMC 2, as the new Raptor is half the price of the Monstro. Yeah, I think there is not really any more DSMC 2. Ollie says, I think Tariq will agree with me that Scott's stream today is very visually feeding. That is so not lost on me. I actually had come up with the idea. Well, I didn't come up with it, clearly, because Tariq is the feed for this idea. But I was like, a good T-shirt for the channel would be Visual Feast. But I started thinking about it. I was like, well, it's technically it's Tariq's idea, and it's what we told him for his channel, it's visual feeding. And then the double entendre of Visual Feast. If you're wearing a shirt that says Visual Feast, people are going to go, you're not a Visual Feast. That was funny. Tariq says, that is what I meant 15 minutes ago. You are a realistic helper out there. A good friend would be of such help. Cool. Yep. You are welcome. I'm just a friend out here in the community. That's all we are, is a bunch of people who refuse to let Joel breathe, because no one wants to be that 17th person to click like. No one. Don says to David, they did do a sale on the DSMC 2 line module, and they were refurbished. Yeah. They were. Some of them had like almost no hours on them, so they blew them out pretty quickly. It's starting to rain again. Oh boy, we have dropped a lot of frames. I'm going to go back to just me. Let's see if this helps with because we're on a variable bit rate, so we'll see if that helps with the frame drops. It won't, but we'll see. Zero says, would recommend to go with IR NDs. It's much more controlled than normal ND with IR cut. Also, when you stack 2 filters, bigger, more expensive matte box. Yes, it's true. It is true. Good advice. Tariq says, intellectually feeding, visual feast. Ollie says, no, a good t-shirt for the channel would be, I hope you have a strong bladder. Yeah, I don't know. I really want to put some t-shirts out there. But I honestly, the t-shirts that what I want to do, I don't want anything that is, it's Scott Balcom's t-shirt. I don't want that at all. I literally want things that are inside jokes that people can ask, what does that mean? And then you can tell them if you choose to, oh, it's Scott Balcom's channel or whatever. I want them to be fun things that we can all laugh about. They're all inside jokes, and that we all really want to do. Okay, I'm gonna do this because I was gonna do this earlier. I was just gonna point the camera at the dog. And he literally, the moment I said that, he got up and left. I'm like, wow, dude, really? Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Connected. Okay, dropped again. Ugh, come on, catch up. So we're back. I'll wait for me to show up here. Tariq says, I agree with you, Ollie. My bladder says, come on, man. It's okay. Reconnecting. Okay, now we're back. Seems to be stable. I will bump up my stream when it settles back down. But, Tariq, a mammal will pee for 22 seconds. It's the weirdest thing. When you go pee, count. It's 22 seconds, and you'll start laughing around 20 seconds, and it's hilarious. But every mammal pees for 22 seconds. It's weird. I'm back, David. Okay, so we have now the dog cam. He's just Rex. What's up, buddy? Hi, buddy. You say hi? You're a good boy. All right. There's the dog cam. So we got that now. I'll rig up something for a dog cam later. You're a good boy. He's like, what do you want, Dad? What do you want? Go back to bed. 08 says, did anyone attend Cine Gear? I did. I went. I was going to attend IBC. My question is it very different normal to attend? Yeah, so Cine Gear was tiny. I was going to vlog it, and I didn't because it was so small. It just felt weird. It was really small. Don says looks good on his end, so let's up the streaming. Let's go. Output. We're going to bump it back up. Let's see if we drop frames. Oh, boom. Yep, we're dropping frames. Let's go back down. Oh, no. No, we're dropping frames because... Whoops. All right, let's settle down. What is going on? Did I do it again? Okay. There we go. Yeah, I bumped it up to 15 megabits. That was a mistake. All right, we're back. We're good. Now I'll go and count. Go, Tariq. Come back and let us all know. Tell us that you got to 22. I hope it's 22. Maybe it's 21. It might be 21. It's either 21 or 20. If you look it up on Google, it's everybody has the fact. Oh, we're dropping. Okay, I'm dropping it back down. I don't want to play this game all day. Good, apply, good. All right. A cool t-shirt would be the word life centered around filmmaking passion words. Yeah, Ollie, it is where I always go back to life centered. passion, but passion should be in the middle, and then life should be wrapped around it. But I don't know how to make life really big around it. But life-centered. 23 I did. No, you didn't. Maybe it's 23. I don't know. Somebody Google it. Howdy. Ollie, keep your eyes on this. Let's see here. Life-centered, life passion-centered, something like that. Definitely where I want. But like I said, I don't want... I want people to actually wear the T-shirt they buy, rather than, it's just merch from someone's channel and you're just repping the channel. I want them to believe in what they're wearing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm just gonna have to get off my butt and do it. Just gonna have to do the dog cam. He's just sleeping. We'll just do this. Let's do the background is this one, and then we'll take DVE2 and we'll give it the dog cam. There we go. Now everybody can enjoy everything. And we're probably dropping frames. No, we're good. Okay. 21 seconds. 21 seconds done. Okay. 21. So Tariq, you were going slow on purpose. Come on, admit it. Admit it. Everyone knows it's 21 seconds. That's what it is. It's wild because every time I would remember that fact and I'd count, I'd be like, dadgummit, on average. It's also interesting that mammals' bladder and ability to evacuate are completely scaled, kind of like light. Light scales perfectly. It's your useless informational tidbit, or UIT, for the day. I'm definitely filled with those. Okay, so Tariq says, if you logo the T-shirts visually feeding, I'll order the first 3 T-shirts. Well, okay, Tariq, if you give me permission to do that on a T-shirt, then I'll do it. But I don't want to take it from you because that's what we all said your channel was going to be. So you have to give me permission. 08 says, a thing that's interesting to talk about is that many guys are expecting a Komodo equivalent from Arri. To be honest, I can't think of any reason why they would do something like this. Arri's not coming out with a Komodo. They don't have any interest. Their Komodo is a mini, but they don't want to build a crash cam because, they sell more cameras if you blow up $100,000 cameras. It's fact. I mean, it's not fact, but you got to get it. Arri is not coming out with a Komodo style. Tariq says, yes, I did it on and off. Yeah, you cheated. You cannot do that. There's no cheating in this community. It's kind of funny. It looks like he's sitting in the sun. He's actually just sitting in the spill from my 300D Mark II, which is that light, and it's pointed down this way at him, down that way. But, at least we have a dog cam, so we can just kind of keep an eye on him. Sure, you have the permission. It would be an honor for me. Okay, visually feeding. Does everybody like that idea? Maybe we do, I don't know, maybe a picture of maybe filmmakers visually feeding, something like, I don't know. Throw some ideas down there. I like the visually feed. I just thought it was really cool. Visually feeding the world. Ooh, how about that? Filmmakers visually feeding the world. By the way, Joel, you may breathe now. Someone came in and did that 17th like. So we got that going for us now. I'm going to type that in over here. T-shirts. Filmmakers visually. Let's see here. Mouth on eyes. Mouth on eyes. Mouth on eyes. Mouth on eyes. I don't know what that means. Um, get a graphic designer to do a caricature of you with a camera slung over your shoulder, and it says, "Going shooting." Yeah, my daughter is a really, really good artist. I mean, like really good. I'm very, very, always pleased with her, but she doesn't like to do art for me. it's, it's kind of funny. She likes to do it for fun. She doesn't like to do it as a job. But I try to explain to her that she's really good at it. But let me see if I can find search. How many of you all knew that you could type in the word dog in your iPhone on your photos and it would bring up all the pictures of dogs? I think we talked about this maybe before. Or you could type in cat, or you could type in hot dog, or you could type in not hot dog. That's Silicon Valley. I thought I had that. I don't have it on here. The iPhone will automatically find your photos. It's wild. Let's see if I have this photo here. Dog. See all. Ooh, that's a lot of dogs. I'm just looking for a. Oh no! Did we drop? Okay. I was looking for a drawing that my daughter did. I was going to show her artistic abilities, but I don't seem to have it. It's not on here. Oh, he's moving. Okay. 12 filmmakers in front of a biblical feast. That's not bad. That's not bad. The last. Now we need a. We would need a pun to go with that. Kevin, you still out here? We need a pun. Instead of the Last Supper, it should 12 filmmakers, so it should be like the Last Shot, but Last Shot's not as punny as Supper. We need. I don't know. We need that. That would have to be that. Visually feed me. And up above is texted visually feeding. Zero says, need to pick up one or two of those 300Ds. Did they become cheaper lately? No, they're still the same price. I think I saw them on a dealer's website for less than $1,000 without any discount. I don't think so. The place I always look is Hot Rod Cameras. I wish I could get an affiliate with B&H, but yeah. 300D Mark II. I'm pretty sure they're still the same price. Oh, they are. They are $949. They are less than $1,000. So they did lower the price. There you go. I take that back. So yeah, you should order a couple of them. They're pretty good. I mean, that's that light right there. That's only 38%. Ollie says the last shutter. Yes. That's yeah. I had a play on words on another one. It was like I shudder to think about it, but I didn't know how to play that filmmaking wise. Shutter instead of shutter. Tariq says I think the last shot is very punny. It is. It's punny. But it's called the martini shot, the last shot. Versali says the iPhone automatically makes video montages of people. It's unbelievable for zero effort expired. Yeah, I mean, but like if you've ever taken pictures of food, type in taco and it will show you all the taco pictures that you've taken. It's a little scary. Aperture 300D Mark II, Tariq. Yeah. Don likes Ollie's the last shutter. I have to write that one down. I will. I will do a poll when we're done. Well, probably not when we're done. I'll run through everything that we go through today and jot them all down here, and then kind of run through like my faves, and then I'm going to put them out. If you're not following the community tab on my Facebook channel, no, not Facebook. I'm not on Facebook hardly anymore. My YouTube, sorry. On my YouTube channel, there's a community tab. Go there. I post polls. I post little tidbits of information. So I'll post a poll there. Also, we do have a Discord channel now. It's just called Scott Balcom's Filmmaking channel, I think it is. I mean, there it is. We have it. That's weird. There we go. So it's a... are you still out there, Clayton? I just saw your message on the Discord channel. Sorry, I was live streaming. If you're still out there, Clayton, let me know. Tariq says, we use the cheaper version here, Godox. Yeah, all Godox lights are great except for the V60, which creates shafts of light, or to create... Yeah, Godox are okay. I don't like clones. Clones bother me. But I do have... these I'm not... these I am not embargoed on, so I will show these here. These are the Sure Photo, Suti Photo. Sorry, I always want to call them Sure Photo. They are a small 80 watt. They have them in bicolor and RGB, or I don't know if it's WW. It may just be RGB. I have to double check. But I'm working on a review of these, and they're really not bad. They're very affordable. They're they're very cheap. I'll give you that. They are a low budget alternative, and that is literally where I'm going. I'm building a light set for $500, so you can do everything that a beginner would need to do for $500. And that's what I'm doing with those. But they have one that's RGB, and it's quite nice. So something to look forward to. This other stuff is all embargoed, so I can't talk about those. But end of the year, manufacturers getting rid of stock for new things. Well, so they don't have to pay dealer stocking inventory charges. Joel says, "I wish." Did you breathe, Joel? We care. We want to know because we have 17 likes now. You are allowed to breathe. Joel says, "I wish Aperture comes out with a dual power unit for two 300D or even two 600D. So that would be such a big thing. Honestly, someone needs to go ahead and just market a cinema version of a solar power pack. I mean, I built them. I have them in my van. I have 300 amp hours of lithium batteries in my van, and I can run a 600D for many hours in that van. And someone just needs to build some sell a Jackery or a Yeti, but they need to put the word cinema on it, and then they can charge more for it. But no, it needs to have at least 1,500 watts of inverter, and it needs to have a 100 amp hour lithium ion battery, and it's going to weigh 35 to 40 pounds. But you can carry that thing around. It's silent, and it will work. That'd be killer. You notice my dog has not moved. The moment I say that, he moves. Zero says, even $900 including taxes. I buy two right now. Yeah. 300D is a workhorse. It is indeed. It is indeed. It is. I mean, I love it. The only thing I'll say about the 300D Mark II is that it is, to me, it's when Aperture started building the pro line of their lights. The 300D was good, but it definitely didn't feel as pro as the 300D Mark II. However, where they went from the 300D Mark II to the 300X, I think they improved. The 300D Mark II to me is a little warmer than it should be for a daylight. It's mine is about 600 degrees Kelvin too warm. Did you just move out? I'm going to zoom out at you. Oh. Wow. He could not be laying any closer to an embargoed item. There we go. He's literally laying up against an embargoed item. And I don't think it said what it was. So no rewinding. It won't help you. Let's be honest. The ballast in the Mark I was a joke. Still cringe when I turned that thing on. No, you're not wrong. It is, to me, it was a server power supply that they just pulled out and stuck it in that. And yeah, it was not slightly annoying. It was annoying. It was loud. I left it running all the time. I didn't like that I had two freaking boxes. And it's the only aperture light I've ever sold. Because, I mean, basically, I stopped using it, so I sold it. I mean, it works. It was bright. But the reflector was good, though. Oh, well, if you're just going to get up, where are you going now? Well, I can't put the camera there. And he just gets up and leaves. Hi, buddy. You're a good boy. He thinks his mom is coming home. Versali asks, favorite quick setup light for interview, like super quick, one light. I mean, if it's in a few weeks, I'll give you the updated answer. There's nothing wrong with a 300D Mark II and one of their soft domes. There's nothing wrong at all. It works really well. My answer will be updated for you in a few weeks. Also, the Nova, the Nova blasting through a sheet is a beautiful light. Blasting through some diffusion is a beautiful light. I like that a lot. Don says, I have the 120D 3-light kit. Yep. Mark II. I like it since it's in one case, but I wish it would have come in individual ones. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. The 120D was a good workhorse light. It's a little aged at this point. It's there's a lot of options out there that are bigger and brighter. A 120D would work well in a kit for sure, but I would like my kit would probably have, if I was just doing cans, I'd probably have like a 600D, a 300X, and a 120D Mark II. That would be good. Or a 60D with the ellipsoidal on the front. That would be good. 600D ballast is a tad too loud for my liking, but it's a trade-off. Yeah, point it elsewhere. Also, throw a sound blanket on the floor right underneath it. It will take off a little bit. It's kind of amazing. It won't take off everything, but it will help. 600D it's noticeable, but since I shoot red, I mean, I have fan noise, so. Zero says, that's the reason I highly dislike the Godox stuff and some people comparing it to Aperture. Godox has just copied older, much version of it. Yeah, I mean, that's not wrong. It is a cloned out version of an Aperture, and some people will say, well, Aperture copied someone. I don't know who that is that they copied. But now, if you look, I can't fault everyone for designs. Let me explain why. This is that pseudo-photo, and this is a reflector. How many ways can you make a reflector? One. So that's going to look the same. How does a circular chip on board LED look? Well, it looks circular. Looks like that. How does a Bowens mount look? Well, it looks like that. So if you're going to have a circular chip with a Bowens mount and a reflector, guess what it's going to look like? It's going to look like that. What do you have to have on a chip on board LED to keep it from burning out in 1 second? You need to have a giant heat sink. Guess what this is? This is a giant heat sink. There's a fan in there with a heat sink fins going this way, and it blows through. How many ways can you make that look? I'll give you a hint. Here's one. It's a giant heat sink with a fan in it. That's what the inside of the Komodo looks like with some boards. So this, and then you want to control it, you're going to have to put a display on the back. So this is kind of what a chip on board light has to look like. To be as small as possible, it has to look like that. So I can't quite say that they're straight up ripping off. I can say it's definitely influenced by form and function. If any of y'all caught my joke in the last video, it's why do all cars look like Jelly Bean SUVs? Because it's the most aerodynamic shape. So every car, as miles per gallon are required to go up, as efficiency is required to go up, they're all going to become more aerodynamic. When they become more aerodynamic, they all look exactly the same. A teardrop. What? Stop looking at me like that, dog. Don says, thinking of getting bicolor Westcott Flex Light kit. Yeah, I mean, they're okay. They're not as bright as you'd expect nowadays. I really like the Nova for what it does, but it is not flexible. One of the things that I really enjoyed, and I've used it a couple times. Sorry, I don't know why I yawned there. The cool thing you can do with a flex light, and I learned this from Alex, forget his name, Alex. He was one of the DPs on Saturday Night Live Film Unit. Alex? Yeah. But they take the flex light and they coil it up into a tube, and then you drop it into a paper china ball. And then you can hang it, and you get a really big, soft light that you can battery operate and run from a boom pole. That was a really cool idea from that. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yes, he's back. Back again. Dave is back. Grip tips in. Oh, wow. Wow. I didn't even read the rest of your post there, Dave. And I was on the same wavelength. That's hilarious. I didn't even read it. Tariq says, budget-wise, some should go, so any options, even DIY lights are not bad. Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do. Sometimes. I mean, this light right up here, that is a B7C in a reflector from Home Depot. I mean, I practice what I preach. Right up there for my my kitchen set, there's another one in a Home Depot reflector. It's you do what you got to do. Zero says, highly interested in that 1200D, but kind of dislike the Bowens L mount on that Bridal. Yeah, it's a tough one for them because what other options would you do? Bowens gives them an ability to be universal. There aren't any really other standards out there for a big light. They're all Fresnels. And I don't think they're going to do a Fresnel on that 1200, so interesting. Let's see. How much is that there? Here it is not sold. I think if you're talking about Tariq, the 1200 is not available yet. Don't know. Ollie's like, grip tips in the house. Don DeChan, grip tips, yo. Grip tips is like, this is what my arm would look like if I worked out. And he's got a wrench with a hammer. Yeah, good job. 180-degree rule. Hello, hello. Tariq says, I practice what I preach can also be the logo. Could. But it would need to have a pun play. Practice what I preach. So preach needs to be substituted with something filmmaking. Don says, I'm making my own ready rig. Why am I yawning? What is going on? I guess it's probably all the storms last night. I didn't sleep. Ollie says, well, Scott, we've discovered our like with Holder, and his name rhymes with Gabe Donaldson's son. Dave, I'm going to have to ask you to click that thumbs up button. We need to get to 20 so that Joel can breathe, because Joel has been holding his breath, waiting for someone to get to 20. So, Dave, I'm going to have to ask you to. I'm going to need you to go ahead and smash that like button, Dave. Anytime now, buddy. You can do it. I will replay your video, and I will post all those other pictures. You smash that like button. That's the wrong one. You got to do the one on the... Is this your first time on YouTube? Wow. Nick, hello, Nick. Do you have any experience with the Red Komodo link adapter? I don't have that. I'm debating getting that and hardwire my phone as a lightweight, streamlined monitoring option on Ronin S. I don't, but I mean, I know lots of people that do. It is literally just a USB into your phone. So it allows you to do what you want to do without having any latency from, well, microscopic amount of latency, but it's not as bad as the wireless. But it will not charge your phone. So keep that in mind. But it works. It does work. I just don't use it because I really do like my big 7-inch monitor. Zero says, the only gripe I have with the Nova is wobbly stirrup, and the dual baby junior pin is kind of pointless unless you're using it bare bones. Nobody does it. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. It works. The new 600 is got a much better yoke design, but it's going to have the same dual junior baby pin. Looking forward to Dave's 18-hour live stream. And I'm on my phone. How embarrassing. Dave, click the 3 dots. On the 3 dots, you can then go over to more information or channel, and then you can click the thumbs up. I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I want to know I don't know the next words. Tell me what's on your mind. Okay, so the 18-hour live stream, and I think the negotiations, Dave, you can weigh in here. I think the negotiations have progressed where we might get to see a little bit of Dave on the channel. Is that accurate, Dave? Or are we not there yet? I feel like the negotiations have been moving forward. I think so. Who did the thumbs down? Well, there's one in every crowd. No, you're clicking on the wrong thing. Turn it sideways, dude. You know how sad I am? I just clicked the cancel on your screenshot. That's how sad I am. Yeah, who did a thumbs down? That's yeah. That's all right. I could do a thumbs down too. I have enemies out there. I mean, I usually have my average on the channel, I think it's either 87 or 93% positive. But it's interesting. I'll put out a video and I'll immediately get a thumbs down. I'm like, well, I have an enemy. Wow. Because I mean, there have been videos that I put out that were like 30 minutes long, and 1 minute into it, after I posted it, I get a thumbs down. I'm like, I see. Zero says grip tips made spend too much money last year, especially Matthews, which is much more expensive, but much better than Avenger in Europe. You are right, Zero. And I know Dave has a passion for the Matthews stuff. Me too. I love my Matthews stuff. A lot of my stuff is Matthews. Some of it isn't. I'm working on that. I'm slowly acquiring all the correct stuff. But Matthews is better. But there's some kind of weirdness in Hollywood. Ollie says, Dave, set up a combo stand, bag it, then click out of the chat. Hit like and then gel the window space. That's awesome. Can anyone tell I watch a lot of grip tips? I watched every single episode. Every single episode. I even downloaded them all so that I could watch them at my leisure. I put on a little soft music. I put some candles on and cue up a little Dave. And, you know, my evening is complete. Dave can't find the like button. Well, Dave, let's just say that there's a reason. Nah, there's no sport in the easy ones. It's all right, Dave. We forgive you. My dog keeps moving closer and closer to the door. That's a little weird. Let's see. What else is going on? Anything going on in the background? No. Well, my puppet just looks drunk. It looks like he fell asleep drunk. All of them do. Wow. I would totally show that. The funniest one is when you got Ryan to shout him out. That was so much fun. It was a lot of fun because like I sent it to Dave and Dave was like, Joel, what department fixes the haze? Is that grip too? Dave, answer the question. That is a really good question. And I will let Dave field that one. I'm going to go in here and I am going to find that video because I care. Let's see here. We're going to, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. You want me to post the multiple takes when he's like, Dave who? Dave? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see, where is it? Not there. Not there. Watched every single one of them too. Now it's like a Netflix series to wait for more episodes. Oh, I know. Y'all all, number one, need to go subscribe to Dave's channel. Number two, you need to tell Dave right here that he needs to put out some more episodes. What is this one? Not that one, not that one, not that one. Oh, those are... Well, my videos are all out of order. No wonder I can't find it, Dave. That's sad. That's so sad. Yeah, these are like random. Wow. Grips tips, I'll say, the way Dave looked at the green screen saying he's not inspired by Film Riot killed me. When I first found Dave, which was, it was his C-stand episode, I said, okay, this guy is clearly a fan of Ryan Connolly. There's zero question about it. And yeah, he is definitely. We do, but special effects usually blow it in. We just take nets and waft the air to break it up. The thumbnail is Ryan. Already subbed to Grip Tips. There you go, Joel. I can't believe I can't find... I mean, there's only 600 something videos in here. There's a lot of videos in here. But, I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be so hard to find. Oh. No. 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 Can't find it. Okay, so Group Tips 1. I used to scream at the camera. I just liked all the innuendo. I thought the innuendo was hilarious. And sadly, Dave, well, several other people were joining in on that, where we would go to Film Riot and suggest calmly on every video that they bring back painful movie trivia. I really want to see another episode of that. Seriously, I can't find the like button. This is so bad. Wow. Somebody took away their like. That's weird. I had 20 likes, and then it went back down to 19. Who didn't like me? It's probably because I was surfing the phone. I get it. Dave, don't worry. Don't make any more vids. He's in the big leagues now. No time for us peasants. It's true. He's all in the Hollywood world. He's like, kiss the ring. Just kiss the ring. Rex, quit licking. He's got itchy skin, poor guy. We put oil in his food. We've switched him off of grain food. He's still itchy, poor guy. Subscribed, and man, I almost clicked the first video 5 years ago. Now Joel can't breathe anymore. You're not wrong. Poor Joel. Poor guy. He just wants to breathe. Somebody took away his extra. That is so weird. Where did it go? And I don't see another thumbs down. Maybe Dave found it and then unfound it and never actually knew that he found it. That's classic Dave. That's all right. We're getting close to wind out this session here. Again, I won't be here on Friday, so that's why we're doing it today. But anybody got any last questions? We can throw out some questions out there and do some answers. And how many grips does it take to hit a like button? All of them, I'm guessing. Well, Dave's going to come back with some smart comment like, that's an electric's job, or that's camera, or, yeah. Or grips don't really know what how to like anything. That would be my response. 6. Really, Dave? I just set you up for all that success, and you came back with 6. Okay, Dave. I see. That's what we're doing. We're just doing 6. Got it. Yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't surprise me. You can't even find the like button. So clearly, it's a. Come on, who's got last questions? It's an electric's job. Who's got last questions? Don would be a fun one to be on here. Are you allowed, Don, to talk about your reality stuff? Are you allowed to talk about anything that happens on that, or are you strictly NDA'd on that? I have a feeling you probably are. 180-degree rule coming from the 6. Knowing Dave, he's probably right now flagging this video instead of thumbs upping it. That would be another retort you could do. Thumbs up means something completely different to grips. Oh, you are? Nice. Yeah, that'd be a fun. I might have you on one day and interview you, and you can talk. Oh, nice, cool. So that would be fun. That'd be fun to hear your stories on the Deadliest Catch stuff. You think just accidentally reported it? Oh, Dave. Oh, do you want a helmet or something, Dave? Would it help? Maybe some pads. Get you set. We want to get you home safely. We want you to create another video someday. And yep. Dylan asks, have you ever used Frame.io? Yes, I actually use Frame.io all the time. Frame.io is fantastic, and quite honestly, I use it for more than what it's originally designed for. I use it definitely for approvals, back and forths, but I also use it for delivery. So for clients to get their finished products, absolutely. I put it out there, and they can download it. Yeah, I also use it as a Dropbox. It works really, really well. So yes, I use Frame.io. I do like it. Grip tips. That's even better than a thumbs up, buddy. Thanks. Or was that an accident and you just didn't know that you just gave me money? Or is that because you reported it and now you're trying to make up for it? I get it. Joel says, I'm getting a hazer with a budget, 500 pounds. Any advice? I mean, a good hazer is not going to be 500 pounds. However, Chelvet makes one called the 3D, I think it is. And it works fine. It's a good hazer. It's not oil-based. It's fog machine-based. But the trick is get a good wire bristle toothbrush kind of thing and some vinegar. And you need to clean, after you're done running it, you need to clean that nozzle or it will clog up. I have one around here, and it's probably clogged up. Don laughing. I can't talk about the Gold Rush stuff from this summer. Copy that. Yep. Okay. Grips needs some cigarettes to calm down. That's true. Until the show for the season is out and done. Yep. Fair enough. He's like, I'm sorry. Probably against union rules. Kevin. Oh, Kevin, there you are. Nick says, we're looking to pick up a Raptor and 2 Komodos, but we have to do it in 2 waves. Do we get the Raptor first or the 2 Komodos? Well, what do you need first? The truth is that Komodos are still back ordered. Raptors are slightly back ordered, but you can probably get your Raptor before you can get a Komodo. Do I have a spreadsheet for pricing projects? I do, but it's not universal. So I kind of use one, and then I just kind of branch from there. It's nothing special. It's not that big, and quite honestly, it's based off of Joe Simon's spreadsheet from years and years ago. Also, Vincent LaFerre had one. It was really good, and his was taking it so much further, and you should. He literally put in every single line item that it costs him to operate his company, and prices it out that way too. Don says, KKOG, actually, I am not union, and that show is not. Oh, I didn't realize it was not union. I kind of figured it would be. The one I was on was not union. Interesting. So somebody found the thumbs up button. Dave, did you finally find the thumbs up button? Or did it just automatically give you a thumbs up when you gave me $4.99? But seriously, Dave, thank you. That's a beer. I appreciate that. Clayton, there we go. I have to try to get it fixed. Oddly, has full camera control but not receiving video. Did you look at the... I believe Raptor has monitor out. There's a monitor that you have to enable in the menu. I don't have a Raptor in front of me anymore. Did you look to see in there in the menu? Go to the Komodo menu is not the same. Go to monitoring and look at monitor. Also, reverse the cable. I swear I saw someone say that cable only goes one way. And also make sure it's pushed all the way in before it locks. Anyways, hi Scott, I had to hop off for, yeah, I was mentioning the Discord server to everyone, and I went over to Discord to show everybody, and I saw your note. I'm like, oh, Clayton, are you still here? I was going to talk to you about it. Don says Gold Rush Whitewater is based from a UK company. Interesting. Good evening. Thank you for the show. Yep. So visually feeding once again. Yep. Yeah. Check that out, Clayton. Check the menu. Make sure that it's turned on, because it is a separate tab, I think. I don't know if they're tabs. I don't remember it on the menu. But there should be SDI 1, SDI 2, and there should be monitor. And that one needs to be turned on. Or maybe it's live stream. Check the box for live stream. Turn that on. See if that's it. Because I know on Komodo, you have to turn on live stream for it to work to go through the phone. So it might be the same way on Raptor. Check that. Which is weird. You would not expect live stream to be it, but it is. Okay, who's got last questions? Also, a bit of a MacBook update. I tried Sennheiser 600 cans without an amp, and while those drivers are crazy, I was mastering a small project, and not once did the cans feel underpowered. Wow. So they must have put a seriously good amp in the headphone jack. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. All right, who's got final questions before we round this one out? Because wife will be home in like 9 minutes. Grip he finally found the button. Had to get on his desktop to do it. It's okay. We believe in you. We believe in you, Dave. Who's got last questions? other than Dave on how he's survived so long with his iPhone and not quite there yet, where he understands where the button. Actually, I don't know where it is now. Now that he sent the picture. All right, let's see here. I will compile some T-shirt ideas, and I will put the ones that are out there right now in a poll and the community tab. Make sure you go to the community tab. When am I flying out? Whenever you want, buddy. Just not this weekend. Not this weekend. Hope you have a great weekend too, Don. Go to the community tab and vote on the T-shirt that you like, the slogan. And we'll work on artwork after that. And then also Discord, join that. It's listed out there as well. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it out there. And then, yeah, all the good stuffs. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm going to be off this weekend. This weekend, no, Dave. This weekend I won't be in town. And you know this, man. Yep. Yeah. I'm also trying to shorten my exits on the videos, if you don't notice that. I'm just like, yeah, leave your comments and yeah, good stuff. Yeah, on desktop, I think. I don't know where it is on iPad, but there's a community section. If you go to my channel on YouTube, click on the community, and you can post, not tied to a video, but you can post questions and comments and things like that. Let me see if I can find it. I probably can't find it very easily, but it's on the thing, and you can interact that way. Also, the Discord server. So yeah, everyone have a fantastic weekend. The dog is not on the floor anymore. So yeah, as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. And then I just wait 20 seconds. Clayton, thank you for supporting, as always. Thank you. Have a great weekend, y'all. Says Dave. I don't know if Dave can find the weekend. I don't know. It's going to be hard. Don, the link is expired for. Oh, really? Scott Balcom's filmmaking channel, I think, is what it is. I didn't know the links expire on that. Okay. All right. I will fix that somehow. I don't know how. All right. Bye, everybody.